What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. Trent is back, and we are so excited. Trent, we missed the shit out of you, and we're so happy to have you here.
I missed you guys too. It's very exciting to be back. I missed the first couple weeks. We've been traveling a lot with the golf podcast, but it's good to be back.
The golf podcast. He doesn't even mention it by name.
A little show where we talk about golf.
We talk about golf on that show sometimes. Actually, these days, sometimes we don't. We just talk about whatever, and
the best.
we label it a golf podcast. It really is the best. But no, it's good to be back.
You guys had that the NASA guy.
Yeah. So one of the themes on that show, Frankie in particular is obsessed and terrified of space.
Rightfully so, with those new pics that came out.
I get it. And I found those pictures to be like awesome and awe-inspiring. They scare Frankie, but he somehow got connected.
He's a little bit of a scaredy cat.
He is. One of the guys that listens to the show, his uncle is one of the main guys like who built the telescope and put it all together. I'm completely blanking on his name right now, which is incredibly disrespectful, but he's a great guy and he's come on our show twice now.
Oh my God, he's been on your show twice and you can't remember his name?
It's
late. We'll give him
You're right.
So first he came on the show and we asked him all these questions about the telescope, and I was like, I'm excited about it, but let's see these pictures. That's what I really want to see. Pictures came out and I was blown away by him, and we had him back on, and he just answers all of our stupid questions. He's great, but I don't know how we got on that. But I'm excited.
We're happy for you.
We're happy that you're back is really what we're trying to say.
I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited.
Enough talking about your other podcast.
I'm sorry. I'm excited to talk about The Bachelorette.
We are excited as well. We're recording late tonight, which is, we kind of did a little switcheroo here because we keep promising that Trent's going to be back on the podcast, and then we realized Trent would not have been available if we recorded on Tuesday.
Yeah, I had to shoot a video.
So we made him stay extra late.
So we're here now recording late instead of that, and that kind of, also switched up my plans of recording on Rhea's actual birthday, Tuesday, July 26th. Thank you. Therefore, I have switched the birthday celebration to right now.
Yep.
We've had it all night, so it's we've birthdayified the studio.
Yes.
Because it's my girl, Big Rhea's day.
Thank you. Oh my God, everyone hates me except you guys, so it's great.
No, it's a happy birthday, 25.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited.
I hope Noah cuts a video of, he takes a clip that he put out on TikTok where everyone got mad at you about talking about birthdays. Oh, yeah. And he uses that clip and then posts this.
Yeah, and then it's just like Rhea really fucking loves her birthday.
You don't like people who like birthdays? Was that the clip?
No, my clip. People are very.
It was a
mad
very
at me
normal
on TikTok.
take.
Yeah,
and also, this is a podcast where people are going to talk about things, and for some reason, people can't grasp that, and they're like, "What is it your place to say anything anyway?" And it's like, I don't fucking know. Okay, we talk about nothing here. All right, we're meaningless. We just talk about nonsense all the time. Yeah. All right, that's what a podcast is. But we put out a clip where I was talking about how I don't like when people, here we go again, people are gonna get mad again. Everyone hates me anyway today. Whatever, it's fine.
Comments.
That I don't like when people like overly are like, oh my God, it's my birthday month, or like hate their birthday. Like, why can't it just be like
fall somewhere in between?
Fall somewhere in between. Like, you like your birthday on your birthday.
To give context, I did say like I'm not a birthday guy at all, and then she was directing it at me, but I just cut out my part.
No, I just cut himself
So like
out.
it's me.
So it looks like Rhea just brought it up out of nowhere.
And
I actually fully agree with what you're saying.
Like, it's just like, it's your birthday. Be happy on your birthday. Maybe the day before.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like Trent's not a big birthday guy.
But you like your birthday.
And he just said he agreed with Rhea, so.
I know, but I like my birthday.
I definitely skew more to that side of like, it's not a big deal. Like, don't worry. But I know the type of person you're talking about. That's just like, I don't care. Like, doesn't even bring it up, and then somehow it gets brought up, and they get weird about it. Like that. I'm not that person.
Okay, well, watch what you say, because something may traumatic have happened on their birthday, Trent.
Yeah, that was one of the comments.
All the comments are like, well,
Everyone
what if something traumatic happened on your
traumatic
birthday? Okay, I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking like that, all right?
So you weren't thinking of every single person on planet Earth?
When you're talking on a podcast, it's hard to keep every single person on Earth in mind.
Extroverts are clueless.
Yeah. That's what people are saying. They're like, oh my God, extroverts have no idea what it's like to live in an introverted body.
Did your dad die on your birthday? Well, mine did.
Yeah, this is the, and then
oh, God.
people are like, not everyone loves attention, Rhea. It's like, We get it. Rhea loves attention. That's what everyone always says about me. Yeah, I like a little attention, and so do you. I hate to admit it.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a little attention, even the people who say they don't, Noah.
Big facts.
I don't deny that sometimes.
Exactly.
there you go.
That's what I'm
Sometimes.
saying. Everyone loves a little attention. Whatever.
Yeah.
So people are really upset with me. That's not why I said everyone hated me, but yeah.
Okay, we have. I was gonna give you your presents on Tuesday. They're here now. This is one, but it's kind of like a joke gift. This is like the haha gift.
I love a joke gift.
Okay, big, not wrapped because
I want you guys to know that I feel very special being involved with this.
Okay, good.
Trent, I would be so upset if you weren't
And
here.
you'll understand the joke.
Okay. Great.
I would have wrapped this, but plans change.
I don't care about people wrapping gifts.
Okay, good. This is for you.
Oh my God! I love that. Wait, that's so funny. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Thank you so much.
I couldn't believe we didn't buy one when we were there.
I'm excited to wear this to bed tonight.
Yeah.
I bought a Portland tank top the other day, and I meant to wear it today.
Yeah,
and
there you
it
go.
completely slipped my mind. But I bought a Portland tank
Yes.
top, and I was gonna wear it on my birthday.
For those that are listening, it's a I Heart Portland T-shirt.
This is amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so
That's
much.
a
This
great
is funny.
gift.
This is a great gift.
Good, thank you. Now, you two fill in the space here.
Okay.
right.
This is awkward.
Yeah. Fran is
been a
now.
while.
Fran's got more gifts. I
Bubble
didn't
wrap
bring
coming
anything.
Did you miss me?
I did. I miss doing this podcast.
Genuinely?
I swear to God, I miss doing this podcast because it's just so much different than the other podcasts that I do. That it's nice
the
to
other
come in
golf
here.
podcast that
podcast.
doesn't get named.
It's the Foreplay podcast.
That would be
But
like
it-
if Rhea went on Foreplay and was like, yeah, I was doing the pop culture podcast.
That pop culture podcast that I sometimes appear on.
it's
I'm gonna leave it in the big wrap so you can take it home.
Oh my God. That is an awesome gift, Fran.
Here it is.
Wow.
You can see it big
She
in the
cares
camera.
about me. She really cares about me.
oh that's
Love
that's
you.
nice.
I
That's
love
really
you
nice.
so much. Wow, Fran, that's fucking awesome.
These are awesome.
They're really
this
cool.
is really awesome.
So what reminded me? Remember when we were playing trivia and that girl had the Fine Line poster behind her when we were playing trivia?
God.
I was like, I gotta find something like that, and
This
I bought
is
it like
so
on the spot.
awesome. You can't see it.
So once again, for those who are listening and not watching, it's a poster of it's Wave Room. If you've seen them on Instagram, they're pretty popular. But it's Fine Line by Harry Styles, and it's like each song from the album, but it's like the sound
The
wave.
sound wave.
The wave files.
Yes, the wave.
It's
files.
very cool.
Wow,
Thank you,
that
Noah,
is
for the
really
specific
thoughtful, Fran. Thank you
word.
so much.
It's very cool.
This is one of the nicest gifts I've ever gotten in my life.
Oh, well, that's very nice.
Thank you. Oh my God, you can't see under my sunglasses.
No,
but I am tearing
and I
up.
feel like your room at home could be like reified a little bit.
It could.
It's like a guest room.
No, yeah, I just sleep in there occasionally. No, this is really awesome. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
It seriously is one of the best gifts I've ever
Oh
gotten.
my gosh, you're welcome.
After Dobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
Obviously.
you get me anything?
Oh, no.
No and I are still looking. We're still
Yeah.
shopping.
Are you trying to take me?
I thought
Yeah,
you were trying to
also-
put it down.
You keep trying to grab it.
I thought you were trying to put it down. I was like, I'm just going to try to
Also,
help
to
you.
be
No, I just
fair,
wanted
I
to
was
see
maybe
it's
going to
really
get you
cool.
like some candy or something tomorrow, but then I had short notice of like,
Okay, no, it's fine. I'll just remember this year. when
There
your
was
birthday
only
comes
like
around.
5 hours in between when we.
That's okay. It's the thought that counts, little
Yeah.
bro. I'm not gonna hold it against you because
Yeah.
Fran.
I'll put it back
nothing
on the
was
table.
gonna top Fran's gift anyway.
Those I really do. I look at those so
that was the most
frequently.
terrifying. Like, I'm not going to hold it against you, but I am.
Oh yeah,
No, I'm really not.
those come up on my Instagram story directed ads
Oh, yeah.
all the time because
Oh, yeah.
I'm always looking at them.
I get them now after I bought one.
Totally.
Like now that gets
They've got
the
them
other
for
ones.
everybody. Good. There's good Kanye ones. There's Mac Miller ones. That's very cool. I like those.
That's really awesome.
Rhea's favorite album of all time.
Is it?
Wow.
Yeah,
I
it
would
is.
say it's up there. Maybe not your favorite of all time, but
No, it probably
Probably
is my
is,
favorite
yeah.
album of all time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's how you know she knows me.
yeah.
I love you,
Or
Franny,
amount
baby.
of listens.
Yeah. Oh, but definitely
Highest amount of listens.
Definitely has the highest amount of listens. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, we love you and we want you to have the best birthday ever.
oh my God, I love you guys.
And I'm excited for you to be on the other side of headed in the other direction.
yeah, we
Your
were talking
20s.
about this. I already mentioned this on the podcast before. And
Yeah,
I
you're
am-
pumped about 25.
Listen, I don't want to, take too much attention to myself, but I am excited to be 25 because I've said this to you and it made sense to you.
Yeah.
It may not make sense to the people listening, but maybe you can clarify it for them. I said to you, I've been young for so long. Like in other people's eyes
Yeah.
here, like I've just been the young person.
The reaction is always, oh, well, she's so young.
Yeah, it's and everyone's always been older than me.
Yeah.
But they're still older than me.
No, they're still
Definitely.
older than me.
But
now I'm like,
Yeah.
people maybe won't look down upon me in a way that
play
I'm
ball
so
a little
young.
bit more.
Yeah. Oh,
Here-
she's so young.
I mean, here for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, what? I probably met you when you were 19.
yes.
And that was 6 years ago.
Oh my God.
Right, like when that. So yeah, you were obviously very young to me. You're very young to the company when you first started, and then now you're 25 now. You've just been around.
I'm a grown up. I'm
Yeah.
very happy about it.
Good.
Some people, we talked about this. They fear aging.
Closer
I
to
welcome.
30.
I welcome it. That's fine. I welcome all the chapters of life.
Good. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I know everyone's going to be listening to this, and I'm thinking, oh, everyone, go wish her a happy birthday. You can still do it on Wednesday if you forgot to do it on
People have
Tuesday.
been wishing me happy birthday like every single day.
Oh, good.
And it's still not my birthday yet. Like family members. I'm
Oh, people that
maybe-
should
yeah.
know that it's
Yeah.
actually Tuesday.
Maybe we can clean this up a little bit.
Fair.
Maybe we can get in line.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well,
Thank
happy
you.
birthday.
I love you.
We love you.
Thank you.
And
Happy birthday.
that was nice, Noah.
Yeah, finally. Anyways.
Let's go.
That's the dynamic I miss the
Oh,
most when
man.
I'm not here. Noah just sitting over there like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So without Trent here, we have been doing some topics and mixing up Bachelorette on the Wednesday episodes. Today we are just gonna go straight into Bachelorette. Trent is here. We're gonna jump back in. We'll catch up on everything that we missed on Friday. There are some things that we gotta talk about, some Britney Spears shit that's going on. We're gonna talk about it on Friday. We're gonna do full Bachelorette right now. And we have an interview with Corbin Bleu.
So much fun. Corbin was so great. Really great interview if you are a High School Musical fan like we are.
Yes, exactly. It was a lot of fun, and he was in studio, so that was great. But let's kick it off with The Bachelorette.
We have been talking a lot about concerts recently and shows. Recently, we both went to Elton John, Fran saw Into the Woods. We are loving our shows right now. And right now, if you want to get to a show, a concert, whatever it may be, check out Game Time, because Game Time is the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. Great thing about Game Time is it goes straight to your phone, and you can also share it with your friends instead of, oh, this person's with me, and you're scanning for everybody. Send it to your friend's phone. Boom, everybody has their tickets on their phone. The best part is you get $20 off your first purchase with Game Time, so download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Once again, download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed.
Okay, guys, pretty exciting episode, I would say. As
A lot
far
happened.
as activity, a lot went down.
Yeah, so I haven't been here. What did you guys think, just briefly, of the first 2 weeks, the 2 Bachelorette format? I will say it's been a bit of a mess, I think.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a mess that it seemed unorganized, and it just because there were so many guys, it felt like the first 2 weeks not a lot of growth was happening.
Agreed.
And now this week they're getting down to business.
Yeah.
It feels like the first 2 weeks everyone was kind of like, what's going on here?
It
How's
felt
this
like-
going to go down?
I felt like we went 2.5 episodes where nobody really understood the format. And then they finally, and we'll get to it at the end, where, they had to pick which Bachelorette they wanted to spend time with. And I think that's going to be great for everybody in the show. But 2.5 episodes in, I was like, I just don't know what guy is into what Bachelorette. And that's a confusing place.
Yeah, I think that we were, even though it was kind of slow and a little messy, we were more on our toes than we usually would be at the beginning of a season. Like the first 2 episodes are usually pretty boring.
Yeah.
So even though these were kind of a little boring, it was also very interesting because we don't know the format.
Yeah, I guess I
I
definitely.
don't think
very
anyone knows
messy.
the format.
Yeah, and I don't think I dislike it.
They still don't know the format.
Yeah.
Right. It seems like they're kind of making it up on the go.
Yeah.
But it was messy, but I have not disliked it. I mean, it's certainly been strange and confusing and probably not a great position for Gabby or Rachel.
Right.
But in terms of television, just not knowing what's going to happen has been pretty interesting.
Right. In the sense that they had a formula that was becoming a little stale, and they very much changed it up. And so people are very curious and interested to see what happens. kind of at the expense of Rachel and Gabby's feelings, because this is the first time they're doing it, so it's kind of like experiment season on how this is going to go down. So it just feels like they sort of threw these two to the wolves, and it was like, oh, we'll see what happens.
Oopsie daisy.
Like I guess they're making the rules.
Right. I could have swore I saw whether it was an executive or somebody connected to the show that said,
they did.
we're not going to pit these two against each other, and we're going to have this figured out where it's just going to work. And then I was stunned when Jesse was introducing the season, and he was like, we've got 2 bachelorettes. We don't even know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys don't know?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
And so far, they've been pretty pinned against each other. Maybe not directly, but just naturally
It's
with
inevitable.
the format. And I give a lot of props to these two for still being as close as they are, because, my God, this can really tear a friendship apart, the way that these guys are just picking and choosing which ones they want to be with. And in some way, not everyone's going to be for everybody. Some people have connections, some people don't. But like some of these guys were just handling it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And I give a lot of props to these two, because it is a lot to handle.
Right. You can say you're not going to pit these two people against each other, but then not give any rules or regulations on what's happening. And 2 people trying to date out of the same pool is going to be chaos. Male, female, whatever.
If you're in a group of girlfriends, and 2 of your friends kind of like the same guy, but they're really good friends and they don't want to make it weird, and then the guy ends up dating one of the girls, like, it's awkward for everyone.
And then put it on national television.
Yeah, and the girl's like, the other girl acts like it's fine, but deep down she's upset about it, but doesn't want to make a big deal because she's happy for her friend. It's definitely confusing, and this episode certainly flipped, because I think last week we were so focused on, is this going to work for Rachel? And then this episode, Rachel was flying high, pilot pun, and insert laugh. And Gabby was the one that was struggling a little bit. So it does feel like it's going to go back and forth. But it started with these 2 one-on-one dates, Rachel and Zach, and Gabby and Eric had their 2 one-on-one dates. Rachel and Zach had maybe a picture-perfect Bachelor one-on-one date after, what happened last week for Rachel. And so it couldn't have gone better. They meet Karamo. They are going to a big Hollywood premiere. That's actually not a big Hollywood premiere. It's actually just the 2 of them watching home videos.
They really had me thinking about the movie
pictures
premiere
of themselves.
Because I was thinking
Trent's first thought, you were like, "What movie?"
Yeah, I was like, "What movie?" I'll determine how excited I am when I know what movie it is. And then I was thinking, like, they shot this months ago. Like, what movie is it going to be? Because it's not going to be new to us now. It was new to them, and then it was their home movies.
I really did also think it was going to be a movie. Like, it so could have been a movie.
Easily could have been a movie. They're in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Movies are premiering all the time.
All the time.
You never know. Imagine they showed up like limo, like I'm picturing Entourage.
That's exactly what I pictured.
Vince getting out of the limo and
Yes.
everyone snapping pictures.
That's exactly what did happen, but it was all fake.
Yeah.
Like, it was just fake.
It was a super cute date, though.
It was very cute. They are moving very fast, but in a good way, it seems right now. They're both getting emotional watching their home videos, and it does feel like, maybe could be a little too good to be true at this point. I just feel like the guys who have perfect dates this early on, something always happens later. But it went very well. And they are practically strangers looking at home videos and pictures of each other, which is kind of the worst situation to be stuck in. But
and it's just odd.
Yeah.
Like, if I was with a stranger and I was watching home movies, I'd just be like, I don't know, man. This
and
is
you like
weird.
have to pretend that you think they're really cute, but part of you is like, they weren't that cute of a kid.
My mom did it last weekend with Joe's mom. Like, oh my God, I need to show you this video of Francesca. And I was like, Mom, like, no, nobody. That's sweet, but like, no, she's not looking to watch the 2-minute video.
I bet Joe's
of
mom
my
wanted to see
4th grade acting class.
No, okay. Is everyone seeing this video besides me?
When you come up to the vineyard, my mom will gladly show you.
Thank God.
Because let me tell you,
everyone's getting a peek except me.
It's me. I'm the one telling her not to send it. Again on Saturday, she was like, "Let me send it to Rhea." I said, "No."
Can you believe this?
It's been an ongoing conversation.
What a birthday present.
That and the freaking dance video from Noah. It's like, I can't see these videos.
I have a question about that dance video. If
People were asking for it in the chat apparently tonight.
Is it? Because I know someone
Doesn't like attention.
someone has access to it.
Only Devin.
Devin, okay.
is the
Some
only
girls, by the way, have been like trying to use it as blackmail to get on trivia. They're like, "We found your video," and I'm like, "If you found it, you would have sent it to me."
So somebody that went to middle school with you DM'd the Chicks in the Office account I read, and she was like, I went to middle school with Noah, here's his middle school name, like gave the name of your middle school. Oh my God, I searched up and down that middle school and I still couldn't
Shout out
find
Seven
it.
Bridges.
Yeah, Seven, thank you for saying the name. I looked
Well,
Seven Bridges. Yeah,
Damn, people are probably better than Rhea now.
I mean, I
don't
tried
know. Rhea's
for
pretty good at internet sleuthing.
Yeah.
So wait, it's out there and people just
It is
can't
on
find it?
YouTube.
It's on YouTube and I cannot find
And
it.
I don't
And
have
somehow
access to
Devin
the
found
YouTube,
it and
so.
she won't show anybody.
Like Noah does not have the ability to delete it, so it's just there,
It's
and
there.
somehow we cannot find it.
And we don't know the name
And
of
Devin's
it.
the
and
only
it's not
one.
under his name.
She promised she wouldn't.
And she won't show anybody. I've tried to pay her off.
I'm going to find this video.
You're not though.
I'm going to find that
Can
video.
you please, for the love
Sure.
of God, the middle school's name is Seven Bridges.
Okay.
But like, unless that was written in the description or title. It has
Yeah,
nothing-
I don't think it's gonna help at all.
How about Dev not telling you? That's interesting. That's trust.
She's
That's
good
good
at,
trust.
She's
No, it
good at
is.
keeping secrets.
All right,
Yeah.
that's
Thank you,
good.
Devin.
That's a
Thank
good
you,
quality to
Devin.
have.
Yeah.
It's a great quality to have.
Yeah. So and moving on from that, it was a great date with Zach, and then Gabby had a date with Eric where Grandpa John came and they went to a sound bath and they went bowling. Eric didn't really seem to chime in too much until later in the date.
It was good to see Grandpa John.
Great to see Grandpa John. He's a character. He's very funny.
Great to see him, but
Likes to curse a lot, it seems.
He does.
underwhelming performance by Grandpa John. Oh, someone said it.
What do you mean?
I didn't really want to. I was kidding. I just wanted to see everyone get mad at that.
He's like, he almost doesn't have to do much, but he like says funny things.
Yeah.
And he gets cold in the back of Jeeps.
Poor guy. Frail bones.
I mean,
how old is he? Do you know?
I don't know.
They say 78.
I'm not sure.
That's a number that popped into my head. I'm not sure if it's right.
I was gonna guess higher than that.
I'm not sure, but they could have given them a car with like closed windows and a closed roof.
Yeah, you don't need to put Grandpa John through that.
No, you really don't.
Grandpa
But
John needs insulation.
yeah, and he was a star. He fell asleep during the sound bath. It seemed like
Peaceful.
I probably would have fallen asleep too.
It seems like one of those activities where it's part of the process.
That noise
That,
is
like,
just very soothing.
It's like the noise you kind of hear when you're getting a massage.
Yes, like that, and it has a perfect rhythm where it's just like that circular.
The frequency.
It's even. Yes,
It's even.
Yeah, like
That's
it's
right.
coming back around every time, the same amount of time.
Bro, let's go to a sound bath.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm feeling very peaceful right now just talking about it.
Yeah. So and then all of a sudden it was a quick change to bowling. They were bowling and Grandpa John had a hot date that Gabby plucked from the crowd of the bowling alley so that they could go their separate ways and kind of each have their own moments.
Grandpa John and Nono need to hang out.
They should.
Those two. Why don't
Those-
they do a
I
split
mean,
bachelor with Grandpa John and Nono?
Those two would really clean up.
Yeah, they would.
Wow.
They
Yeah.
would.
They
They
need to
would.
do that senior bachelor that they've been talking
That
about
they've been
forever.
teasing
Seems like it
for
really went out
4
the
years.
window.
They must not be doing it anymore.
I was about to make a horrible joke.
I think I know it.
Yeah.
I do
think
know.
everyone.
Say it.
I think everyone can guess where you were.
No,
going
I
with
know
that.
it. Yeah.
Say it.
You don't
I
have-
mean, you don't know. You
I
couldn't.
kind of like
you couldn't infer
No,
from
I
that.
kind of like missed what happened right before that.
Oh, you weren't listening? The producer of the podcast wasn't listening to
I
the
was
podcast?
doing something on social.
Okay.
I was posting for this show.
Anyway, she's not gonna say because people can get the joke.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Some of them must have died
yes,
off.
that was
That
the
was the
joke.
one.
Yeah, that was it.
I still missed what you said before.
Okay, all right.
wasn't
So then
even
he wasn't
listening to
even
what we
paying-
were talking
he didn't
about.
even get the beginning.
Listen, when you listen back, you'll hear
Yeah,
it.
you'll be
know.
like, oh yeah, I got it now. It does seem like they just left Grandpa John in the bowling alley.
It does.
They walked right out of there, and
He
he
might
was
have been macking on
yeah.
that lady.
Who
Who knows?
Julia. I think that was her name. And they leave. They go to dinner. And this process is clearly a lot for Gabby. I think she is feeling the pressure of having to open up with these guys. And also, she is saying, I'm not comparing myself to Gabby, but at the same time, to Rachel, but at the same time, she's like, oh, well, I might have a little bit more. in my past than Rachel, but I'm not comparing myself to Rachel. But the guys, that might be. It's very tough to watch because it really does feel like they have to share their deepest insecurities and their life story and everything that makes them them. And then this guy could be like, you know what? Now that you told me that, I actually think I'd like to get to know Rachel. And that sucks.
That's unfair.
And clearly that is what she's worried about.
I don't really like your background.
Yeah.
And it seems like the other one's got it more together.
Right. Unfortunately,
Like, that's just
it gives them
awful.
options.
Yeah.
Which is like not great.
No, it's sad because you think like if I was in Gabby's shoes, you hear Eric talking about this relationship that his parents have and they've been together for 28 years, I think he said, or was that Zach?
Oh boy.
Maybe Eric. Eric was talking about his parents and being in that relationship, and then it went to Gabby talking about her relationship with her mom, and I do think she really gets in her head in those situations.
Yeah.
And she had to walk away from the conversation. I don't know why Eric didn't get up to check on her at any point. He just sat there. It was very uncomfortable to watch while she talked to producers.
Yeah, it was weird. And Eric's got that stupid haircut.
It's like a mullet, but not a mullet.
Right, he's in a bad in between spot. Like he wants a mullet, but it's not there yet.
Yeah.
And then Gabby's trying to have this very serious conversation with him, and he's just got that haircut.
He's not giving much too.
No.
He really wasn't giving thought-provoking response. I mean, it is very hard to be in that other seat when someone is telling you, their story, and you don't know these things, and it's a first date. But he definitely could have been a little more responsive.
A little bit more.
It did work out though, because he did get a rose. So I do think
she
Gabby
was on
likes
his
him.
lap, kissing him.
Yeah, I do think Gabby
canoodling.
likes him. So there is a connection there for sure. The group date was a photo shoot. Everybody, biggest group date ever. Franco was back. The girls were wearing wedding dresses. The whole shebang. We've seen this done time and time again. It's maybe the most unoriginal group date that they do.
I actually think they're messing with us now. I really do.
That they just keep doing the same shit.
We say this every year, you in particular,
Right.
Fran, because I agree with you, and it's just so unoriginal, but they just keep running it back.
Even with two bachelorettes.
Yeah. Kelly Keeks mentioned a really great point where she said, when you get engaged, it's such a special moment, and it's like you have this one picture or a couple of that moment. And now they are just going to have multiple fake proposals. You're looking at my nails.
I am. They're reflecting in the light so beautifully. Like they're shining in the light.
God, thank you.
Yeah.
You're
like a mermaid.
Now they're going to have these photos that live on forever of them with random people that they are not getting engaged to.
So true.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of awkward.
And Nate really went all out.
Nate gave a beautiful fake proposal, and I feel like that is great, but it's also like save some of the juice for later.
And also, I've said this on past seasons. It feels very fake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because those feelings, that grand proposal you're drumming up right now, what's it going to be when the real one comes?
You almost don't want them to be able to summon that type
how
of
are they
feeling.
good at acting then?
Right.
And Tyler, I think, did the fake proposal to Gabby, and in his mind, he's like, I don't even like Gabby. Like he's
Right.
He was the first one to tell Gabby after the date was over that he actually liked Rachel.
Oh
Such
my
a mess.
God.
It's
this
such
show.
a mess.
Such a
This
mess.
show.
So then they go to were these two separate dates or all the same date? The same date. Then they went to SoFi.
Oh,
It
where
was
the Rams
all
play.
Home of the
same thing,
Rams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rams
You
play
familiar with that?
Yep.
Yeah,
place?
that's where the Rams
SoFi?
play.
Yeah.
They just built it.
Yeah. Super Bowl.
I think it is. Yeah, they had the Super Bowl there.
Football.
Big game.
Goal.
The big game.
I think
Home run.
I think that all was one date.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. Because things were going really well for Rachel. She is kissing guys. She's sitting on that couch. She stopped Avon mid-sentence to start
did.
kissing him.
She
like
did.
she definitely is, I think, like, feeling herself a little bit more on this date. And she also has a great makeout with Tino. I will say that the kisses, and I think, it felt like maybe she had it more with Tino and some of the other guys.
Duh.
The kisses, we talked about this watching. the kind of more like slow, shy kisses on this show, I feel like you're much better off than just going right in with tongue and like the Love Island when on the first challenge tongues are down each other's throats and you're like, I don't even know you.
Tongue makeouts are not for on camera. Let's be honest, because
it's pretty wild.
It's pretty
like
messy.
tongue makeouts are great, but on camera they don't really translate.
Visually, it's there's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on, so it may feel good.
It makes the noises.
Right. Like nice little love bites are beautiful.
Who was that? Was that Matt? No, Matt was eyes open.
Eyes open.
Who
no,
was
Josh.
Josh.
Yeah, and Amanda.
Josh and Amanda.
Oh, wow.
From Paradise.
Yeah.
They were those kisses were brutal to listen to.
Yeah, that was tough. That was
They
tough.
really were.
So everything's going well
was
for
like,
Rachel. Oh no! Then it was like,
yeah,
it was like a little snake,
Yeah.
little lizard.
oh boy. Gabby starts to have a tough time because all these guys start coming up to her and saying like that they are more focused on Rachel. It starts with Tyler and then it goes to Hayden. Hayden says Gabby's a little rough around the edges. Terrible thing to say. You gotta like. I assume if you're about to have that talk, you are repeating what you want to say in your head. And if he thought up of that line and in his head thought, yeah, that's definitely a good thing to say. Crazy.
He should not be able to look like Grocery Store Joe. Like he should have to go under facial reconstruction because of what he said
Not
to
our
Gabby.
sweet show.
No. Yeah, like it's really not that appropriate ever to say to someone, but it's certainly not appropriate to say to someone that you pretty much just met.
And also, he just wants wallpaper. Like, what do you mean she's rough around the edges, Hayden? She doesn't look like a LinkedIn profile picture like you do? Like, I'm just...
Fuck yeah. He is... That's exactly what he looks like.
I was taking him more as, like, her personality. It was...
No, that is what he's saying, but I'm just saying, like...
Everything about Hayden is a little, like...
Yeah.
Vanilla wallpaper.
People were commenting that he looks like if you were to manufacture just like a fake LinkedIn profile.
I love that.
That's
I love that
what
diss.
Hayden would be.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Jacob then said that
Josh Weinstein.
Jacob said that if it was just Gabby, he would have left. Which
Brutal. You just don't have to say that.
Speaking of Grocery Store Joe, he had a good tweet after that happened. He wrote, if it were just you in the house, I would have left by now. Smooth.
Right.
That's
Fucking
just
woo.
Like, yeah, that's definitely gonna go. That's definitely gonna go over well.
Why say that? Like, there's a
So
way to
rude.
tell somebody that you don't have a connection with them. That's not, hey, listen, if it was just you on this planet,
Right.
I would kill myself.
If we were on a
before I
desert
stayed
island,
here.
I wouldn't happen.
I wouldn't even look in your direction.
Nope.
Like, that's awful.
It is
Terrible.
pretty wild that they said that.
Just met these people.
I know. It's crazy. It really is crazy. And you could tell like Gabby was having that moment of the guys aren't really talking to me, you know? We saw her go and visit the house, which by the way was kind of like a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
But I guess it was like
The bros were just broing out playing
Yeah.
football.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you
like during Rachel's date, she was like, I'm just gonna go kick it with the guys. And they didn't really talk
I'm
to
just
her.
like-
Too many guys. There's too many guys.
No, there was
in
a
that
football
situation.
there. There was a football there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real problem. I've fallen victim to that as well. There's a football around, bunch of guys. That's the only thing we're paying attention to. Throw that thing around. Look at that spiral
It's like when
back.
a dog sees peanut butter.
100%. We just want to throw that football around.
Yeah.
It's so much
Yeah.
fun.
It's bro talk.
Throwing
Oh
a
my
football is so much fun.
Gabby and Rachel, though, like, are such catches. They
Yeah.
really are, both of them. And so you're just like, who gives these guys the right to
know.
not want to be with either of them? But then you're like, okay, well, sometimes just
Right.
connection's not there, chemistry's not there. Not everyone is going to be for everybody. But then you're just like, really, who gives them the right?
I know.
Especially with Hayden.
We're putting the power in like Meatball's hands.
Ugh.
That's the way
Yeah.
that this show has gone in that direction. So, Gabby does not give out her a rose at the group date, and Rachel gives one to Avon, and the guys are all pretty surprised, and they sort of talk like, oh, like how did everybody's conversations go? They realize sort of what happened. Gabby tells Rachel also what happened. Rachel's very upset. She's like, you want to go talk to them? You want me to go talk to them? She's ready to to yell at them, and we could almost tell from kind of how the rose ceremony went, I would think that she was very turned off by those words from Hayden and Jacob. But this sparks the conversation of like, all right, we can't keep going in this format. It's not going to work for all of us to just be, all of them to be dating both of them and kind of like playing both sides. Now it's gotten to the point where they say, hey, we have to pick sides. Sometimes shopping for skincare can be hard because you want something that is made for you. We all want that glowing skin, and it can feel impossible to know where to start. The search is over. For just $39.99 a month, Cortina prescribes custom blended prescription treatments especially for you and your condition. There is no one-size-fits-all treatment, and they know it. Scheduling a dermatology visit these days is never easy. With Cortina, you will receive an evaluation from a board-certified dermatologist in just 24 hours and a custom blended treatment delivered right to your door. The time to start treatment is now, so connect with a board-certified dermatologist today and use treatments that are clinically proven and tailored to your needs with Cortina. Find out why over 100,000 people have been treated by Cortina's board-certified dermatologist at getcortina.com and use code CITO to receive your first shipment free. That's getcortina, CORTINA.com, and use code CITO to receive your first shipment free. Okay, this leads to a canceled cocktail party because Jesse Palmer comes out and tries to like give his dramatic moment, which he just doesn't have. He's good. He just doesn't have the
Chris Harrison.
Je ne sais quoi.
It is the je ne sais quoi. It's just like he doesn't have the effect.
I tweeted, and I'm not saying I want this, just putting it out there. I tweeted, imagine Jesse Palmer.
Cancel.
Just cancel me. Imagine Jesse Palmer walked out with Chris Harrison and was like, guys, honestly, I cannot even handle this. We're going to have to bring this guy back for this one.
That'd be the greatest moment on TV.
Like we're just going to have to forget everything and bring him back for this moment because things are messy and we need to figure it out.
It's I agree with you, Fran, that like he knows.
You guys are afraid to even laugh at that.
I laughed at that.
You guys are afraid to even laugh at that.
It'd be pretty incredible if that happened. Jesse knows that it's a big moment, and he just I actually don't know how to describe it, but it just doesn't land.
It doesn't really.
And I like Jesse.
Yeah.
And I think he's been doing a pretty good job.
He's just giving nothing. He could be a nice guy while
don't
also
even
giving nothing.
I don't know if it's something you can give.
No, it is. It's a charisma, and
I just don't know how you could do it differently to make it.
Watch back the tapes.
He's got to start watching some film.
Yeah, it's just he comes out and he says, because I love a canceled cocktail party.
Yeah,
almost nothing gets me more excited than a canceled cocktail party. He comes out and he says, "You guys have been a bunch of fucking assholes.
Yeah,
and we are not letting you see the women until the rose ceremony. Cancel the cocktail party." I love that. I almost want a shirt that just says "Cancel the cocktail party." But
we
that's
can
actually
make those.
Great merch.
I actually think that's
that's a good shirt.
I'll wear that today.
Noah, write that down.
Cancel the cocktail party. But yeah, there's just something about it that, you know, it's a big moment and it just for whatever reason it doesn't land.
Yeah, and the guys are all nervous, right? Gabby has a great line too after that group date. She says, "I'm not here to teach dudes how to act." Like she's like, yeah,
that's a great
she's
line.
not. She is the Bachelorette, for God's sakes.
Right.
Put some respect in her name.
Yep.
And this is the moment we've been waiting for where these guys are going to have to separate. We know it's coming. We can't be these guys. We can't go through the season with these men thinking that they can just have all the power and hop back and forth between the two bachelorettes. And you kind of, Rachel sort of alluded to that when she was talking to get Gabby upset about what was going down with giving out the roses. But basically, they now have a certain amount of roses to give out to guys that they would like to continue dating. If they turn down the rose, they can go back and stand and wait. And if the other bachelorettes would like to pick him, then he can stay. If not, you are going home. And the original rose is just a bust. So like,
yeah.
For example, all the guys that already had roses were safe. they were in two little different waiting areas, I guess you could say. They separated them in the mansion. And when Rachel started to give out her roses, it was interesting because she definitely went with a couple guys early that was like, I have not really seen any interaction between them.
Right.
When she knew that guys like Tyler, Jacob, Hayden, sure things. But I feel like she was maybe a little iffy on them after what happened. So she didn't go for them. She went for other guys. And because she did that, those other guys were like, I, kind of had more of a connection with Gabby. And that led to some uncomfortable moments because I think it also made Gabby pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah, that is nice. It's nice for her to be loyal. Like, for her to, you treated Gabby like shit.
Yep.
The reason you treated Gabby like shit is because you like me more. But I'm not going to give you a rose now right away because you shouldn't be treating people like that. And then you run the risk, like you're saying, of trying to pick people who we certainly, as viewers, have not seen Rachel talk to as much. And with that risk, it's, you can get denied a couple of times.
Yeah, definitely. So, Tremaine and Alec and Meatball all are offered roses by Rachel. And they turn them down. And Gabby does not pick them either. So they are going home along with Jacob. Rachel did give her last rose to Hayden, which was, unfortunate. But in that situation, like the pool of guys that were left, it was Jacob or Hayden. Because the other guys already turned her down.
Right.
Let's keep him around just to hate him for like a little bit more.
Yeah.
Hayden.
Yeah.
Hate him.
Ooh.
So Nate, Johnny, Spencer, Jason, Mario, Kirk, Quincy, Michael, Eric, Team Gabby, 9 guys. Tino, Logan, Tyler, Ethan, Jordan, Hayden, Avon, Zach, Team Rachel, 8 guys. So it makes you think that Meatball might actually get a chance at coming back. The credit scene was Meatball talking to Rachel, basically saying that like in the moment he made the wrong decision and he would actually like to stay with Rachel.
Absolutely.
You got to kick that guy.
You got to send him home.
I think Rachel
I'm going to
says
be
no.
very upset if Rachel keeps him.
No, I think
no.
she says no. Like at this point, we know you want Tino. We know you guys are going to end up engaged. Just send Meatball home.
Like clearly his gut reaction was to go with Gabby.
Right. And then when he got turned down.
Right. And now he's like, now that I think about it, I was just surprised, but we really do have a connection.
Well, now
Pretty
that I realize
convenient,
that
Meatball.
I'm not going to be on this show anymore. Nobody's going to care about me. You know what? I think I can make this work. Send him home.
So now we're just going to have 2 Bachelorette seasons running parallel to each other?
It does seem that way, and there certainly will be a perpendicular moment.
Yeah.
Like
Logan?
We're talking math.
Yeah, we are. We're talking shapes.
Yep.
And not even shapes. They're
Geometry.
just kind of
They're just
lines.
lines.
Geometry.
Yeah. Now I'm going to get out of here.
And that wraps it up for Rhea. No, there's going to be crossover. We've seen it in the trailer. There's going to be moments
Has to be.
a week, 2 weeks in where the guys are like, oh, fuck, I actually wish I got to know Gabby or I wish I got to know Rachel more.
Freaking loser Logan.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. We talked about it a little bit on Cutting Stems or even just when we were watching. Like, if a guy tries to cross over, whether it's to Gabby or Rachel, whoever that is just going to send them home. Like,
I really do feel like that it does seem like they have that bond where they wouldn't cross that line. If they do, it's just kind of uncomfy as friends to be like,
Right.
yeah, I'll take you in after you just shit on my best friend.
you'd almost rather be enemies if you're in that position.
Know.
Yes.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Do you guys have a
because
saying
you're looking
before
out for
hoes?
number one,
Right.
and they're looking out for both of each other.
Right.
You know how they say bros before hoes?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have a saying? for
Chicks
the
before
opposite?
dicks.
Chicks before
Oh,
dicks.
okay.
There you go.
It doesn't really hit as hard.
It's the same thing.
Our
Just
show
like-
is literally called Chicks in the Office.
I guess that's true.
Someone fire this guy.
But yeah, it is uncomfortable because Gabby and Rachel like each other. And it's like,
right. And then it's like so hard because you're like, I so don't want to hate my best friend. But like right now,
Yeah.
oh my God.
hey, you
I'm
guys are putting
kind
me in a
of, like-
position.
Yeah. But I admire both of them because it seems like they're both in a good spot right now.
Yeah.
That it seems like their friendship is still strong, which like I said, props to them, because my God, if anything was going to break up a friendship, it would be this.
Yeah, and I do feel like in those situations, they definitely have each other's back, and they are. And it was sad to hear Rachel talking about the rose ceremony, being like, I've never been so embarrassed.
Yeah.
And Gabby did kind of have her like, yeah, that was fucking me last night. Like we're this is clearly how this is gonna go. We're each gonna have our moments.
Yeah.
Rachel was like, oh, mine feels more public. Which, yes, it is happening during the rose ceremony.
And it's like, oh, well, whose is worse? And in their heads, they're like, well, she's complaining about this, but this happened to me.
But I do feel like Rachel did that coming from a selfless place, because she had to take a risk on guys that maybe she didn't know what side they were going on, because she didn't want to pick Jacob or Hayden.
Yeah, because she was being nice to her friend.
Right.
Exactly. So
if ABC wants to run this
messy.
back with two bachelors who don't like each other, I think we do that.
Yeah.
I think we absolutely do that.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like, these two are friends, and it's actually making it pretty interesting. Two guys who hate each other, fist fights.
Now, this could be a little sexist to me, but I do feel like girls might, like, I just feel like girls might have each other's back a little bit more as best friends.
Oh,
compared
as the
to boys.
Bachelorettes.
As the bachelorettes.
Yeah,
I'm saying two boy bachelorettes that were best friends. I could see them fucking each other over.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But more than I could bachelorettes doing it.
But the girls,
I think you're probably right about
the
that.
girls competing for the two guys will be ruthless to each other.
Yeah.
We need that. We need the double bachelors.
It's a joke if they're gonna do this for the Bachelorette and never do it for the Bachelor. Like, what? Come on,
run it back as the Bachelors.
Yeah,
why not?
Bachelors.
We can't have.
This is the second time now. Let's get the two Bachelor situation going.
We can't have the only time this show experiments new ideas be for the Bachelorette and not for the Bachelor.
I agree.
Bullshit.
I agree.
All right. So next week, I believe they're headed to Little Paris. It looks like.
Oh, Tino and Rachel are gonna feed each other chocolate covered strawberries. It's gonna be so
some
cute.
Croissants.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is rooting harder for Rachel and Tino.
I'm their biggest supporter.
Every time he comes onto the screen when we're watching, Rhea just goes, Tino!
I am their biggest supporter.
You got a pretty good track record. Joe and Serena, still together.
Yeah.
You fell in love with them.
Mm-hmm.
They're still together.
Mm-hmm.
I see Tina and...
Tino?
Wait,
You
Tino.
called him Tina.
You did.
I
You did.
called Tito on Cunningston.
So many names, so many bachelorettes. Fuck.
It's okay.
I think they're gonna.
We
I think they're
forgive
gonna
you.
go the whole way.
I do too.
Yeah, I think
They're
you're
going
right.
the distance.
I hope so. That would be great. But I think that wraps up this week's Bachelorette commentary. I feel like there was a lot of silly stuff when it came to the group dates and stuff, the photographs and all those things but I feel like I covered it when I just said I really would like for them to come up with some original ideas.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit on Cutting Stems.
On one photo shoot.
The format is the star right now.
Yeah.
Of the show, because it's so interesting and so different that, like, all of the little dates on the side now, that's just all feels strange, and it comes back to who's gonna pick who, who's gonna go with who, and that's more interesting than a wedding fake proposal date.
It is going in more of the direction of some of the dating shows where it's like, oh, who's going to match up with who, instead of the actual drama between the contestants. Right? Like, we're not focused on... There was Chris with his commentary and the guy snitched, but it hasn't been actual, like, serious guy-on-guy drama moments.
Yeah.
Because the drama is what the fuck's going to happen.
I like that it's different.
Yeah.
It's got its flaws and its bumps and... some people are, put in weird positions, but overall,
ain't that life
for the viewer? Overall, it's been pretty interesting.
It has been pretty wild to watch. So yeah, I think that wraps it up. And we have our interview with Corbin Bleu coming up. And happy birthday, Rhea!
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Rhea!
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, Rhea.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Great interview with Corbin Bleu coming up. But first, guys, Vizzy. Vizzy is the vibe of the summer. We know that the summer is all about good vibes, and Vizzy passes the test. It has those bold and delicious fruit flavors. Vizzy has you covered this summer with a wide range of refreshing fruit flavors like pineapple mango, black cherry lime, strawberry kiwi, blueberry pomegranate, and then they also have amazing combinations like papaya passion fruit, watermelon strawberry, blackberry lemon, and raspberry tangerine. I love the blackberry lemon. It is delicious. They have so many great flavors, and it's a great summer drink, super refreshing. You guys will love it. All summer long, you can grab a can of Vizzy Hard Seltzer and visit VizzyHardSeltzer.com/chicks to enter your info for a chance to instantly win a $20 prepaid card that can be used towards Vizzy when you pass on the vibes to your friends. Even if you don't win instantly, you can enter the sweeps for a chance to win $599 that can be used towards Vizzy for an entire year. Go to VizzyHardSeltzer.com/chicks to enter for a chance to win. That's VizzyHardSeltzer.com/chicks. No purchase necessary. Ends 8/15/22. 50 US and DC. 21 plus only. Void where prohibited for rules. Visit VizzyHardSeltzer.com/passthevibes. Scanning product is optional.
All right, everyone, we are here with a special guest. We are joined by Corbin Bleu. The new season of High School Musical, the musical, the series, comes out July 27th, and Corbin is in the new series, the season. So we're very excited. We are big fans of High School Musical, the series,
and High School Musical.
And High School Musical, and so we are very excited to have you here today.
Thank you. It's great to be here today, and I can't believe it's finally coming out. I'm excited.
We're so excited. The show is great. You are great, and I love the concept. We always said they did the reboot, whatever you want to call it, so well because it pulls from the original, but it is so unique in its own story. But you are joining it in kind of like a meta sort of way. You are Corbin Bleu playing Corbin Bleu.
And so well said, by the way. I completely agree. I remember when the announcement that the new season, that the new series was coming out. Of course, as part of the original, I'm going, okay, please, you guys, don't screw it up. Don't mess with a good thing.
Yep.
And they could not have done it more perfectly.
It's like the cast of Jersey Shore getting upset about the reboot of Jersey Shore.
They're so good. Yeah. The new cast is so insanely talented, so good. And so Tim Federle, the show's creator, I felt like he's obviously a fan of the original, but he's also such a musical theater head, and he understands that world so well, and it shines through so wonderfully in the show. So yeah, I get to come back, and because it takes place in the real world, I actually got to talk with Tim prior to say, how are we going to do this? How am I coming? Am I coming as Chad in like a dream sequence, or am I playing somebody completely different, just like a fun wink cameo? And we decided, no, let's have me come back as me, and even that, what does that look like? And it basically, if the Corbin had of the High School Musical universe had a different take on his feelings toward the High School Musical movies and the industry in general and what that would have done to him, that's kind of where this Corbin is. He's a little bit jaded.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's very exciting because, like she said, we were big fans of High School Musical. Like, that was just my childhood growing up. Like,
we were just talking about her first concert she ever went to
was High School Musical.
No way.
I swear. And like, so like my life like revolved around High School Musical. So then when they announced this show, we were obviously as fans nervous, like, how's this gonna go? And we were obsessed. Like, I remember watching the first season being like, wow, we did not expect to like it this much, but like, this is really
we're a little bit older than maybe their demo is.
Yeah, but we were writing like the demo for High School Musical like when it came out. So I think that's why they have younger fans and older fans, because you're getting the best of both worlds.
And that's exactly it. I feel like the original fans of the movies appreciate what they're doing, and especially that I am coming in. We have a lot of like fun like winks and a lot and Jason Earls, who I've known for years prior to High School Musical, because I did the pilot of Hannah Montana with him, and I've known him for forever. He also, so not only is he in the season, but he's not playing Jason Earls.
Right.
He's playing a different character, he's playing Dewey Wood. So we have a lot of fun, cheeky moments where I am talking about my time working with Jason Earls.
Yeah. Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah.
I love when shows do that, because you're just like, that's like when Ashley Tisdale was on Sweet Life and High School Musical, and then they would mention she would mention Sharpay.
Yes.
It was like a whole thing. But
exactly.
And the grown-up version, they do that in Entourage all the time.
Yes. I have a question about when you were starting off in Disney, right? You were in the pilot of Hannah Montana.
Right.
So what I've noticed or what I did notice when I was younger, is that if somebody was going to be in a new movie or a new TV show, they were in an episode of a different TV show. Like, I really picked up on that. Like, so did you kind of have a feeling that you were going to be a part of High School Musical because you were on Hannah Montana?
Well, I think you're partly right there, and I think where that comes from is just casting at Disney,
Right.
which Judy Taylor, who has been the head of casting at Disney Channel for forever, and she recently retired, which is
Wow.
so sad, but so amazing and so incredible for her. So she cast me in Hannah Montana. And obviously, because she knew me from that, she wanted to bring me in for High School Musical. So I think that's probably what happens is whenever you do a guest spot on one of those television shows, when they get to know you, they go, oh, well,
Right.
maybe this. And then it just sort of snowballs in that way.
Yeah, I feel like, because I remember Ant Farm when that was coming out. This is like a
Right.
throwback, but I auditioned for that show, and it had not been announced yet. Like, nobody knew Ant Farm was coming. But then I remember China Anne McClain was on Hannah Montana, and I was like, she got the part. And I was like, and so they're putting her on Hannah Montana but nobody had heard about the show yet
Right,
because it
yeah.
wasn't announced. But that's funny how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have their inner circle.
Yeah.
I feel like they keep everybody close. But I mean, how was playing yourself? I feel like has to be more difficult than playing a character, or was it you were playing Corbin Bleu, the character?
It's so much fun.
So fun.
It's so much fun to play yourself, especially because I got to really make fun of myself and be like really like kind of a little assholey version of myself. Who over the course of the season we get to see what the kids do to him and how they melt his heart in a way, and
They break him in.
and they break him in. They remind him of what theater and what the original High School Musical movies actually mean to him.
Yeah, so you mentioned how the character Corbin Bleu is different and feels different about High School Musical than you do in real life.
Correct.
And I think we see that a lot with people who had like something like High School Musical, so big, so grand. People know you from that, and it can go either way. It could be like people kind of maybe resent it in a way, and they're trying to go in a different path and have people forget that, and they want to do something new. What was your take on the experience afterwards?
I mean, it's a completely natural thing. It makes sense, and I had my own version of that too. You know, where you want to distance yourself for the sake of playing other roles, for the sake of have people seeing you differently, having longevity. But enough time has passed where being on this show actually gave me it completely reinvigorated my love for the High School Musical franchise, where I went back and watched some of the numbers that I haven't seen in years, and I watched it as a viewer, not as a person who was a part of them, but truly just a completely separate viewer. And I was like, these are so good.
Yeah.
They're still
I was
so
like,
good.
these are so good. It does feel vintage in a way. Like there are parts I'm like, even like clothing, I'm like, wow, this actually feels like old now.
Yeah.
But
We still remember the
just
T-shirt contest when you would have to like vote for what T-shirt
what
you were
T-shirt I was gonna wear. Oh
Yeah.
my! Whoa, that's
Yeah.
so cool. That's so cool.
I forgot.
Yeah, we were actually talking
That's
about that
awesome.
recently.
Wow, no, that was such a fun part because I got to actually be a part of creating all those T-shirts. But yeah, I did, yes, in my own way have a distance from it. But I always appreciated it. I mean, I've never not loved the fact that that's where I came from.
Yeah, and now you get to see this younger generation of these kids that are on this cast are so incredibly talented.
Yes.
They really
what
are.
was it like working with all of them? Because you watch the first season, and when they do, all of them do get their moments, you're blown away.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy. So what was it like kind of seeing inside the minds of those kids?
Well, I don't know about the minds, but the bodies, they're all so tall.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I don't know why our original
You were
cast.
like, we were way shorter.
We were all short, I guess. But so that's one thing. I'm like, why are you guys all so tall? Will put me on an apple box, please. But no, they are so talented, and they're like that all the time. I mean, they really are. They constantly pull out their instruments, and they're just always singing, or they're dancing,
breaking out in song.
Yeah, breaking out in song, and it's true. I mean, that's like musical theater heads anywhere. That's you're always gonna. You can't get away from it.
And you have a big musical theater background.
I do. Yeah. I mean, I'm originally from New York. I grew up in Brooklyn. I've been in LA for a long time now. But I worked off Broadway when I was 6, and I always grew up doing musicals. And High School Musical was the perfect project for me, just because I did get to put it all together. But coming back to this now, like it's hard to find. Yeah. It's hard to find a project that really embodies every aspect of it, and these kids do. And I know I keep saying kids; they're all in their 20s.
Yeah, I know.
But compared to us,
musical, and I've always been such a big fan from the outside. I have no singing ability whatsoever, but watching musical theater and like seeing that, I always like, oh, it would have been so fun to be a part of that. Watching from the we just had Sarah Hyland in the studio, and she was talking about she was just on her Bachelorette, and Vanessa Hudgens was with her in the Bachelorette, and they were like, oh, we were just performing full-blown musicals every night. Like, that's just kind of how they were spending their time. I'm like, yep, I just, if only you could sing.
Wish I had that talent.
But you know, I mean, it's, so my wife, who is not a trained singer, I think she has a lovely voice.
Yeah, it's very nice of you.
I think she has a lovely voice. She really does. But she says it all the time. She's like, I would have loved to like do music. I just don't sing. But the other, like, not too long ago, we had just had a karaoke night at Lucas Grable's house, and we were all just, I mean, singing show tunes and like, I mean,
so intimidating.
Belting out. But that was the whole thing. Is it was one of the most fun nights because we weren't trying to like, it was just for fun, and that's what one of the best parts of it is. It's just just get to enjoy it, and I feel like this cast, I feel like that's how they are also. They're always creating, they're always just enjoying the performance aspect of it.
Now, I looked back on your Instagram, and you had surprised this cast back in like 2019 when the show was first starting. Did you have any idea you were going to be a part of it in any way when you did that?
I didn't. I mean, I didn't know where it was going to go. Right. I had seen the first few episodes and was just so relieved and so happy to see where it was going. And then over the course of the years, I've just been like, I mean, if the right time and the right circumstance of that comes along, and Tim Federle had approached and said this is it, and I mean, we did it right. Yeah. He did it right. They did it right.
Yeah. And we asked your reaction to the kids. What were their reaction to you? Because obviously they had to have been fans.
Very true.
I think they play it really cool. Yeah. I think they're like, if they are, it's funny because they'll tell me that the people around will tell me like, they're really freaking out right now. I'm like, I can't tell. I wouldn't know.
Good actors.
They really are
professionals.
Yep.
No, truly, and I feel like they welcomed me into the cast in a way that was. Because I know I like I am like one of the OGs and but I don't feel that way. I feel like I'm just a part of them. I feel like they're they're peer. Yeah. Which is really great. There are times where like they'll ask for advice or I feel like in a moment I feel like I can be the older wise guy and like but most of the time I'm sitting there in awe.
It's so different now because I feel like with social media and everything, can you imagine what it would have been like for you guys if that all existed at the time that High School Musical was coming out?
Twitter had just begun.
Yes.
Just begun. And I remember we kept being told, you guys got to do this thing. It's like, you can talk to fans here. Yeah. And to this day, like, I'm not, I don't go on social media. I mean, I post, but I'm not like scrolling through. Yeah. And I couldn't imagine.
Facebook existed, but it was not like
That's why.
especially with just like going out and doing things, and like because everyone was so obsessed with the cast in general and like interrelationships and all that. Like I can't even imagine.
And they are with the new cast.
But
Yeah,
also,
exactly.
also why I feel even more so why this cast is so insanely talented. Not only do they from a craft standpoint are they so wonderful and it's also so kind and great to work with, but they are all on social media constantly. That's a whole other part of your life that they are. It's
a whole nother
working,
job. Yeah.
Working constantly. I think if anything, I also would try to just be like, live in the moment. Yeah. Enjoy this moment right now. It's also never guaranteed.
Do you feel like you guys would have gotten in some more trouble being on Disney?
Probably. We were all really good. I mean, obviously we had things here and there that occurred that it's normal, it's natural, it makes sense. But for the most part, nobody completely went off the deep end.
How old were you when the first High School Musical came out?
The first one, I was 15.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy. So like you're growing up.
When I shot it, I was 15.
Yeah.
I think it was 16
Because I think it kind of flies under the radar that I feel like you were one of the younger.
I am the youngest.
You are the youngest one from that
out of
cast.
The 6.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest.
And that's like the prime age that you like start going to parties, drinking, experimenting. Like, it's just like, but you're growing, like you're going to high school on camera, but then also like real life.
And that's where, and also being, a part of Disney and also under that radar, and you have that want to be a role model or that pressure of being a role model. And also, it is that time where you're figuring it out, and you got to make those mistakes. So you're not later on in life going, I feel like I missed out on life. Yeah. Which again, I feel like it's good that we didn't have too much social media at that time. There was a chance for us to still have our own lives in a way. But it wasn't until later on in life that I also realized I was like, you know what, that part of me that always feels like I'm such a people pleaser. I always have to make sure everybody's okay. Yeah. Like, chillax. Yeah. Relinquish that. Yeah. And I feel like there's so much anxiety today because of social media, because it is that same aspect of there's so much comparison. It's easy to every single day. And then you also, every time you go on, every time you want to look, you feel like everybody's doing something good because, of course, they're only posting the good stuff.
Also, so easy to compare when things are just right in front of you. Right?
Yes.
Like, it's like everything's next to each other. So, of course, like back to back, you're going to be, it's nuts. I can't even imagine, especially these kids in this show that are like, people are so obsessed with them and their relationships.
But what I will say is, also today, you find that the topic of mental health is so much more prevalent, and all of them are very conscious of it. I mean, I feel like they practice their they meditate, they go see therapists, and it's okay.
And you're like, we didn't do this.
No, it was because there was something wrong with you. If you went to see a therapist, that means there's something wrong with you.
Right, and now it's becoming so normalized,
which is wonderful. That's how it should be. And so as much as the anxiety is hyped up, I think that also the importance of what can you do to curb that is just as
the awareness. It's like a give and take.
Yeah,
the internet is both. It's like a gift and a curse.
Yep, absolutely.
Since we're talking about social media, I know all the OG fans saw Vanessa post outside of East High a few weeks ago. We saw Zach post outside of East High last week. A lot of fans jumped to the conclusions that maybe there was something going on.
Where's your post?
You would know if there was.
Would I?
I think you would.
We would hope.
If we called them the OGs, if the OGs were getting back together, that's you.
It's funny. I just found out about this not too long ago because I told you I don't actually go on and scroll myself. But I actually haven't been back to East High in a minute, but I have been to Lava Springs.
Okay.
And I did go and visit my wife, and I did a road trip from New York to LA. And we stopped in Utah on the way, and we actually went and stayed there again.
Yeah.
Did they treat
so
you?
Cool. Yes, they did.
That's amazing.
Yes,
I would
they
hope.
did. Yes, they
That's
did. Very
amazing.
much so. But yeah, I mean, as far as like a reunion or something like that, I that's who knows. But
Would you
You
do it?
said who knows, so that like you can't say something like that because I think that if it wasn't happening, you'd be like, no. You know what I mean?
You make a good point.
We're reading into it a little bit.
We would
It's
all
wishful
love.
thinking?
Yeah, look, that's what everybody loves. And everybody lives off
Well-
that nostalgia and
two great things. One, the series exists.
yes.
And has been picked up for a fourth. So there's that opportunity
Well,
there.
Could Corbin Bleu, the character, come back?
I would love to.
Yeah.
Two, we're not too far from 20 years from our 20-year anniversary.
That is wild.
Yeah, I know.
That is really that,
Something to think about,
Yeah.
huh?
that's actually really insane.
Yeah.
You really think about it, that's
Yeah.
actually insane.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah. Oh man. But I mean, we have so enjoyed watching and enjoying the show and the movies, and the musical theater aspect is so great. And you've been on a bunch of other TV shows and whatnot that have been so enjoyable. But the last one that I watched that I really loved was Dirty Dancing. It was great.
Thank you.
Thought
Thank
it was
you,
so
thank you.
fun.
Appreciate that.
You crushed it, obviously, winner.
I had a
and
great
you took
partner.
out Tyler Cameron, who was one of our good friends.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Were
Cool.
you-
He's awesome. by
Were
the
you
way.
surprised with his dancing skills?
I was surprised with
'Cause
his
I
dancing
was.
skills. But here's the thing: like he's got that Swayze swag.
Right.
Like he's again extremely tall.
Yeah, he's very tall. Yes.
extremely tall,
Tall man.
and built and good looking, and he's just got he's got that like Patrick Swayze vibe, and then he can move.
Yeah.
He can also move. So that's why I was like, all right.
But
It's
still
on.
not as good
It's
as you.
on. It's on.
Yeah, he
It's
didn't
on.
win.
He did not
He
win.
lost.
Yeah. But how was filming that show? That it really did seem like a fun environment.
So cool.
Yeah.
So also like great cast.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
really good.
Really heavy hitters. I mean, such popular fame, like these people who with these very strong backgrounds, and all so nice. Like it was such a great group. We're all still on a text thread.
Oh, that's so
together.
nice.
love that.
Like, and it's been
like a year, right? Yeah.
and we still are all like
That's
texting
so
with each
fun.
other. Yeah, it's such a great group, and then to be to actually get to do these iconic dances that I grew up watching.
Yeah.
To get to do that lift, with Kat Cora,
Yeah.
who I was a fan of before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And I also see you do a lot with Monique Coleman, who
Yeah.
obviously everyone
Amazing.
loves to see you guys doing stuff together just because it brings back all those feelings.
Yeah.
Mo and I have chemistry that is so easy to tap into. I mean, she's like my sister, but two, I know that we play so well romantically on screen together, and I think it just comes with history, and it also just comes with energy. Like we have always been really
And feeling
close.
comfortable.
And comfortable, yeah, and it's something. It's amazing to see. It's amazing to witness. Because we did our Lifetime movie together, and that was our first time back on screen together in like over 15 years, and the reception of how much people loved it and loved seeing us on screen together, and talking about exactly that, the chemistry. You look at different on-screen couples that always work together. They do movie after movie
Yeah.
after movie.
Adam
project
Sandler,
that-
Jennifer Aniston.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Matthew McConaughey and Kate
Kate
Hudson.
Hudson.
there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like that's Leo and Kate Blanchett.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel and oh, by the way, also every name that we've named, you don't see a lot of people of color that have that same dynamic, that you see them constantly going back and having that sort of a fan base, or at least that connection to the people who watch it. So it's something that we have seen that we want to tap more into it, and we just love working together. It's
Love it.
so fun, and you don't
That's
have,
so great
and
to
you-
hear.
You know, you don't
It
have,
is.
and you don't have to go into that whole. Is this, when you work on screen with anyone, you have to try to, all right, let's get to know each other, let's find out our boundaries, let's figure
Yeah,
out what's
yeah.
comfortable, and like none of that.
Yeah, with you guys, it just
None of that.
goes.
Yeah.
when you're recognized on the street or wherever, what do people say to you?
It varies. A lot of times it is, High School Musical was my childhood.
Yeah.
Do they call you Chad or do they call you?
They call me Corbin.
Okay.
Yeah, they call me Corbin,
wanna make sure.
they call me Corbin. But my favorite encounters are people who've seen me on stage. Those are always my favorite because whatever show they happen to see, whatever night they happen to see, they usually have a story about maybe something that could have gone differently that night, and no one else has that experience.
I live in New York and I'm from here, and so we don't get to LA so often, but when you guys did Hairspray, and
We're big
I'm
Hairspray
I'm
fans.
like in that perfect age demo of High School Musical, Jonas Brothers, Demi, Selena, Miley, all of them. So Nick was like, and is like my guy. And so when that was announced, I was like, oh my God, how do I get to the Hollywood Bowl? And it's just, I was that young enough where it was like, that it's just not going to happen. But seeing that was so cool. Hairspray is one of my absolute favorites.
And we got to do it with Marissa Jarrett Whittaker and Harvey Firestein.
Yeah.
Like
incredible.
From the original cast too. It was a great cast. That was such a great cast. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite show that you did? Without hurting other people's feelings.
No, not at all. I would have to say it's a toss-up. I have to say Heights.
I was gonna
In the
say
Heights,
my guess was gonna be In the Heights.
Just because it was my Broadway debut.
Yeah.
So the feeling behind that in itself, and also it's just such a cool show. Which is such a cool show. But also I did Singing in the Rain at the Muni in St. Louis, and I feel like I was made for that show.
Yeah.
Like I felt so at home doing that show, and I love everything about it.
You could feel it.
I love the music. I love the story. I love the numbers. I mean, everything about that show I love. And I actually just got back from the Muni. I just said I did Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
There.
I saw that. Yep.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, which was so cool. And I played Bert, not a character that I ever thought I would play.
Right.
And it was so much fun. But yeah, I mean, I've really been like blessed in my career as far as stage though, to have always done some great shows and always working with great people.
Yeah.
Really, really, really great people.
Are there any plans coming up now to be back on stage?
Well, so I told you we had a fun karaoke night with Lucas.
Yeah.
And he came and saw me in Mary Poppins.
Okay.
And him and I have been talking about
Wheels are turning on something.
He wants to get back on stage.
Okay.
And I'm like, dude, we should. So we've been talking about a couple of ideas. I don't want to give anything away, but we've been talking about a couple of ideas of stuff that we could do together.
That's really cool.
stage,
People would love that.
That would be
That's
amazing. But we're so excited to watch Corbin Bleu play Corbin Bleu in High School Musical, the musical, the series, out July 27th, the third season. We will be tuning in. Our listeners will be tuning in. We can't wait to see the whole season and how it plays out. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank
you
you
for
so
having
much.
me. This was awesome, truly.
All right, everyone. That wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. We love you guys, and we are so happy that the wonderful and vivacious Trent is back in studio with us. Bet you guys weren't expecting that one.
I wasn't,
That's a great
and I
word.
love that is the word that you had to Google to make sure it was a real word.
Don't tell everyone that. All right, we love you guys, and we'll talk to you on Friday.